in the 6th chapter and the 70 and 71st verse. This is 1 year earlier. This is 1 year before Judas betrayed Christ. Jesus made an appeal to Judas 1 year before he did his actual betrayal. Then Jesus said, verse 70, I chose the 12 of you, but one is a devil. He was speaking of Judas, son of Simon Iscariot, one of the 12, who would betray him. Jesus said that those made that statement 1 whole year, and Judas was standing right there. Jesus said, I chose the 12 of you, but one of you is a devil. How many of you know that wherever there's a gathered aggregation of people in the name of Christ, the devil is present, and he knows or she knows who they are. But they look the same. A year before that, the Lord is telling just 12 of them. So anywhere from this point on, Judas had an opportunity to rethink, is the point. Are you getting it? Yeah. Anywhere from here on, Judas had an entire year to rethink what he was doing. So the master had early made an appeal about what was going to take place. Not 2 days before, not 1 month, not 3 months, not 6 months, but an entire year before we get to chapter 13, where he finally goes out into the night. It was a year earlier that Jesus says, one of you. Okay. All right, I mentioned to you about the seating arrangement. Number 2, the seating arrangement at the Lord's Supper table. Judas was sitting to the left of Jesus Christ, which was the seat of honor. I'm telling you that. I know that. It was the seat of honor. When one studies the Jewish community traditions, whoever sat at the immediate left of the host was considered the guest of honor. So even at that moment when Judas was getting ready to do his thing to Jesus, Jesus is still trying to show him special consideration. Judas, you mean you're special to me. You're important to me. I'm still trying to let you know I love you. I care for you. I'm with you. I'm for you. You don't have to do this. And to show you you don't, I'm dipping in the sop with you. In the Hebrew community, when you would dip into the sop with a person, it was a way of specializing that person to you. They might even dip it and put it to your mouth. In the Oriental world, when they would dip and they bring it to your mouth, it's an honor. Now, you know we don't do that. We don't play that here. We don't play that. You know, you don't mess with my some teeth. You don't take no food and put it up in your hand and then put it, what you say, Mary? I don't know where your hands be. You can't just reach no food and put it in our mouth. But in the Oriental world, when someone dips and they bring it to your mouth, it's a special honor to you. So when Jesus dipped into the sop, he's got him sitting in the seat of honor. It's like being at a banquet and you're the special guest. That's what Judas was. To me, that was another notion on Jesus' part to say, Judas, you don't have to do what you're about to do. Point 3. Turn to chapter 13. I think we can walk in 13 from that point on. And you can underline just to show you. We'll go home. You've been kind. But I hope this has been eye-opening. Look at verse 5, chapter 13, verse 5. Well, verse 4. So Jesus got up from the table, took off his robe, wrapped a towel around his waist, and poured water into the basin. Then he began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel he had around him. Verse 12. After washing their feet, he put on his robe again and sat down and asked, "Do you understand what I was doing?" Jesus washed Judas's feet. He washed his feet like he washed everybody else's feet. Now open up your mind here. Jesus said, "Do you understand what I was just doing?" He knew. Are you all getting this? He knew what Judas was about to do to him, but he did not disregard him any differently than he did the other 11. He washed Judas's feet the same way as he washed the other 11. Never made a distinction. And he knew, and he had been knowing a whole year what he would do. And yet at this critical hour, that's why Jesus said in verse 7, look, verse 6, when he came to Simon Peter, Peter said to him, "Lord, why are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus said, "You don't understand now what I'm doing."
Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm doing, Peter. This ain't even about you.
No, sir.
Y'all don't even get it. There's a devil among you. I've been telling you a whole year that one of you is a devil. But I'm going to show you how you handle those who persecute you. I'm going to show you how you deal with those who despise you, those who will betray you, those who are out to kill you. Here's what you do. Love your enemies. Matter of fact, I gave you a new commandment a little while ago before this morning. I gave you a new commandment. One time I told you, love the Lord thy God and your neighbor as yourself. Now I'm going to give you a new one. Love ye one another as I have. Now here's how I loved you. I know one of you is going to betray me, but I'm going to wash his feet the same way I wash your feet. This is heavy stuff. This ain't got nothing to do with toe jams. This has to do with fact of Jesus showing kindness and humility to those that he knew outright was trying to kill him. So point 3, what do you think Judas had to be feeling if he had any sensitivity at all? I'm getting ready. I done already made a deal for 30 pieces of silver, Deacon, to get this man killed. And right now, he's down on his knees. He's the master. He's the rabbi. He's the Son of God. I've seen him perform miracles. I've seen women wash his feet with their hair. I've seen him walk the waters. I've seen him give sight to the blind and make the lame to walk and call the dead back to life. And now that great man who one day stood on the top of the Mount of Transfiguration and met with Moses and Elijah is now down on his knees washing my unworthy feet. Peter, you don't even know what I'm doing.
Come on, Bobby.
Look at verse 10. In verse 10, Jesus said, again, here's now a year later, Jesus replied, "A person who has bathed all over does not need to wash except for the feet to be entirely clean, and you are clean. But that isn't true of everyone here." For Jesus knew who would betray him. But where is he? On his knees. He knew.